Hey everybody, Fabian for Liberty, FabianForLiberty.com. For some time now, I've talked to you about the manipulation at the hands of the Federal Reserve, the hands of the big banking cartels and their involvement in the real estate market, Fannie, Freddie, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, you name it. The manipulation in this stock market, in this global economy, in the real estate market, in the gold and silver market is really at an unprecedented level. Today we find out the stock market, or excuse me, the economy in the fourth quarter of 2012 didn't even grow. In fact, there was no growth. Originally it was like a little bit over 1%. It actually contracted. And the headline on Drudge today was shock. But was anyone really shocked that follows alternative media? Was anyone shocked within the sound of my voice that's been watching these economic update videos now for a couple of years? Because I know I wasn't. And it's amazing. This is really a red alert emergency, quite frankly. This is where it's now the emperor has no clothes. It's beginning to be revealed. The end game is fast approaching. To think that the Federal Reserve has been buying $85 billion a month of bonds, of mortgage-backed securities, and all of the other money, QE1, QE2, QE3, that they have pumped into this system, okay? Raising their balance sheets from $800 billion to over $3 trillion in just 4 short years. And still the economy is not feeling any of the effects. And today Bernanke comes out and says, blames it on the weather is the problem. Forget about the fact that the holiday season is supposed to be a big growth season, a lot of consumer spending taking place. You're not supposed to think or anything about that. Blame it on the weather. That's what they want you to believe. It is really insane. And I'll tell you, as we've said now for years, the Federal Reserve cannot grow an economy. Economies are built and they grow off people who save money, invest their capital. It's not grown off a fiat currency that's printed and manipulated to buy mortgage-backed securities, to buy, other fraudulent assets that are created in these financial derivatives and everything else that's created by the big banking cartels. That's not the way we grow an economy. Another part of this story, which is equally as troubling, again, I've talked about this for now months. I've said that secretly it wouldn't surprise me if China approaches the United States and said, listen, those nice $1 trillion plus bonds that we have, yeah, we're going to give them back to you and you're going to give us gold in exchange, or we're basically going to tell everybody that, hey, we don't have confidence in the dollar. Well, at Davos, and this story, alternative media is talking about it all over, but mainstream media is not even acknowledging this. I haven't heard it at all. And it's from Reuters. China tells U.S. to slow down the money printing. They went on to talk about how China's Sovereign Wealth Fund talked about at a World Economic Forum in Davos how he's a little bit worried about all the money printing and QE that's taking place at the hands of Bernanke. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an administration and a banking cartel that runs this administration that is focused on guns, giving amnesty to illegals, and gay marriage. That's what they're focused on. Even the so-called conservatives like Rubio are focused on illegals, and that's focused on the structural economic challenges that we have and really the tsunami that is about to wash upon this country. And I can't even begin to tell you the concern that I have over this recent development, which again doesn't surprise us because again, I've made the argument for some time that we haven't had any economic growth for years. We've just had inflation. And that's the only thing that's happening. Again, if you were a manufacturer a few years ago and you were making 10 widgets and you were selling those 10 widgets for $5, well, today you're probably making only 5 widgets and you're selling those widgets for $10. So there really hasn't been growth. It's just been inflation that's fueling these phony GDP numbers. But even through that phoniness, even through that manipulation, they still can't show that there's been growth. So we now have a fourth quarter 2012 of negative growth. The economy is contracting. We know the labor pool has been shrinking. It's the only reason the unemployment rate has fallen. And they're trying to claim inflation still around 2%. It's more like 9 or 10% when you factor in food and energy. And we have the Chinese now saying, hey, you know what, you guys better stop the printing press. We're getting a little bit worried, and they should be, because every extra dollar Bernanke prints and monetizes and pulls out of his ass is another kick in the nuts to our creditors around the world. And they're getting it. They know this. Because history is filled with example after example. So how does this end? Well, it ends in war. Eventually, we'll find some boogeyman. We'll go to war, for the people can get their minds off of it. And that whole war game is already being staged. And Obama's going after the guns because, as I've said all along, they're preparing for the economic collapse that is upon us. It is coming. It's actually happening as we speak. But the only thing that's preventing it, and still may masquerade it for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, I don't know how long, is the money printing by the Fed. Just how much longer can they keep it up? The Fed stops printing money, it's game over. We have a complete deflationary debt spiral that everything just completely falls apart. Will they do that? They won't do that, because no politician will allow that. Bernanke's clearly talked about how he'll drop, big freaking piles of money out of a helicopter to stop the deflationary depression of the Great Depression. He won't allow that. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is, if you have friends and family that still don't get it, that are still clueless about what's taking place in the economy, you need to show them this video, share this video, just share them the news. All you need to do is show them this article from Reuters. China tells the US to slow printing. And now, the video that I just did the other day, the voices within the Fed, you have two really different voices. One that's saying, hey guys, we need to stop this. It's not working. It's going to end bad and destroy the dollar. And others that are saying, no, we need more QE. We're not doing enough, and this is the problem. And already, the radicals in Congress are saying, you know what, we need a stimulus bill here to get this thing going. So it's only a matter of time before Obama gets his way with the debt ceiling, where they do away with the debt ceiling, and Obama starts issuing, by decree, stimulus projects out of his ass, and God knows what happens then. But that's where this is headed. They're coming after the guns. They understand what's happening in the economy. They're getting ready for it. My suggestion to you is that you begin to become financially educated. Pick an asset class that you can monetize for the next couple of years. Batten down the hatches, gang, and get ready for what's coming. Check out FabingForLiberty.com. I'm Fabian for Liberty. Thanks for watching. I'm out.